the members of your project have a team, have been assigned to your project with general availability levels of 50%. Yesterday, they reported to you that significant variances occurred during project execution. You noted that team members have been spending less than 50% of their time working on your project. Your project's schedule is about to become heavily delayed and deadlines are in jeopardy. What should you do?
Yes.
I chose here is B, talk
B.
to functional manager. Yeah, negotiate clear and written assignments with reliable scheduling priorities.
Anyone with a different answer?
That was our answer, guys.
Okay.
Same.
Same. Okay. Question 2, Pedro. Can you please continue?
What is the meaning of the acronym CSOW? I state, yeah. So
Yeah.
my answer is,
Yes, please carry on.
yeah, my answer is the B, a statement of work that has been formally agreed upon by both parties and it's therefore part of a contract.
Cool. So it's a correct answer. Then question 3.
You monitored figures
The
of
last
cost.
answer. The last answer, the behind the schedule and under the budget.
Okay. Yeah. So Pedro was reading. So Pedro, can you please keep on reading? Question 3.
Okay. You monitored figures on cost and planned earned values for each individual project week until the data date of at the end of the 6 week. What is the status of this project on this date? So actually, there's the columns on actual cost, earned value, and planned value.
Yep.
By equation of this actual cost and earned value and planned value, it shows that the actual cost is greater than the earned value, and the planned value is greater than the earned value. So there, let me check first my computation if correct. Is that correct, Ayman?
Yeah, see, behind the schedule and over budget. Yeah, because when we calculate, it was like, yeah.
Yeah. So it was C. Anyone with a different answer? Okay, let's move further. Tanya, can you please read question 4?
Sure. Cushing describes a technique to speed up a project, and our answer was A.
Cool. So A is the correct answer. Anyone with a different answer? Question 5.
This is during risk identification sessions, and the question is, what should you do next? Our answer was use qualitative risk analysis in order to prioritize risks for further action, such as quantitative risk analysis.
And that is?
Sorry, B.
B. Yeah, awesome. It's a correct answer. Then question 6.
During the execution of a project, you observe that the performance of some of your team members is dropping while others are doing a consistently good job. This is endangering our project progress. What should you try first to bring the team as a whole back to performance? And we went for D.
Yeah, 4 is correct. Myra, can you read question 7, please?
Okay, your management announced that they want to put you on a stretch assignment. In this situation, you should consider that our answer was 2. Number 2, key stakeholders must have timely and complete information regarding your qualifications to make decisions regarding your suitability for the assignment.
So answer 2 is correct. 8.
I can't see the, can you?
Okay, So you are using my screen to read it.
Yes, anyway, I can open it up.
Not a problem. So question 8.
Okay, following the cultural approach of the corporation for which you are starting to manage a project, you are guiding your project team through the first life cycle phase of conceptualization. Your next step is to call for a team meeting to let ideas emerge in an unrestricted creative process. What exactly should that look like? Our answer is 2. You creatively gather thoughts and ideas without any discussion or frowning. These ideas are only filtered and structured after the end of the brainstorming session.
So 2 is the correct answer. Anyone with a different answer?
Yeah, I got it wrong. My answer was A.
Okay, yeah. So during this phase, yeah, I think that's the correct answer. You creatively gather thoughts and ideas without any discussion or frowning. These ideas are only filtered and structured after the end of brainstorming session. So that's correct answer. Question 9, Myra, please.
In configuration management, which of the following is necessary to maintain the integrity of baselines? Our answer is not correct. We chose 1. Analyzing variances. Yeah.
And the answer is?
2.
2. Okay, releasing only approved changes for incorporation into product or services. Yeah. Anyone with a different answer than 2 or 1? Okay. Grace, can you please read?
Sure. I'm quiet because I haven't got to get to this stage. Sorry, I haven't really answered in
Not a problem.
So, well,
yeah.
I can read, but someone can tell their answers if it's okay.
Yeah, all good.
Which statement describes best the purpose of the communications management plan?
Yeah. So what was the answer, guys? Group 2.
Our answer was C.
Okay, that's good. And then in question 11, Grace?
Which is not a point used for 3-point estimation.
That is easy, budget estimate, isn't it?
Yes.
And then question 12.
Which of the following are not common barriers to project team building?
C.
Yeah, say.
Yeah, out of them, C is the answer. Eamon, can you please read the question 13? Eamon, can you read question 13?
I'm sorry, I was mute the mic. I'm sorry for that. During project planning, you are presented with the following diagram that depicts a cumulative likelihood distribution for the during of a project. What kind of conclusion can you draw for the information depicted in it?
Yeah. So 4 options, and anyone attempted? What was the answer?
I think Sakani got this one right. She went for 4, but I got it wrong and went for 1.
Okay. Yeah. So do you have assessment answers with you?
Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. So what's the answer there, Face?
4.
4. Yeah.
I got it wrong.
Yeah. 14, Eamon.
While executing a project, you sense a slightly negative attitude in your team. Which type of document do you now need among others to better understand and then be able to improve the situation?
So what would be the answer, guys? 14.
Team performance assessments.
Make a lot of sense. All other are irrelevant, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 15. Eman.
The sales representative of your company recently contacted you. You made some estimates on direct cost for an offer on a firm fixed price contract. According to company policies, indirect cost overheads are to be calculated as a percentage of the direct cost. The sum of both cost types caused him to calculate a fair too high price. How should you not react? The answer is one.
So answer is 1. And then 16.
A project charter is a document.
Mhm.
The second one, authorize the project and used for organized resource to meet project requirements.
Mhm. So answer is two.
The second one, two, yeah.
Yeah, 2. And 17.
You identified a technical risk in your project and assigned uh, integrity for that planning.
Mhm.
Contingency reserves in a part of which risk response strategy.
Mhm.
The answer is 4. Active risk acceptance.
Okay. So you identify a technical risk in your project and assigned a contingency for that. Planning contingency reserve is a part of which risk response strategy. So you are you already have a contingency plan, so you cannot avoid that risk. Sorry, I mean, you didn't avoid that risk, you didn't mitigate that risk, you didn't transfer it, but kept contingency reserve for that. It means that you are accepting that risk. If you hire a contractor to sort out this technical issue, this is risk transfer. And if you find a way, maybe use of some technical tool to reduce its probability or impact, that would be mitigation. And if you are not going to attempt this type of technical task, then you are fully avoiding it. So it's pretty important that we should understand that what type of mitigation technique or strategy we are using. So not mitigation, response strategy or technique we are using. Question 18.
Which concept of locating team members can help them best to enhance their performance as a team? Co-location.
Co-location is, yeah, it's always preferred over virtually teams or virtual teams. Now, Myra, can you please read last 2 questions?
19, which statement on constructive changes is false? My answer is 2.
And anyone with a different answer? Good. 20. Myra, please.
20, you are assigned as a project manager for an internal project. During cost planning and budgeting, you discovered that there are peak times of cost during the project and other times when costs are fairly low. What could this mean for the project? My answer is 1. The fiscal budget mechanism, which is used by the performing organization, may not allow for cost peaks in your project, and you may have to level out expenditures over time.
Oh, agreed. So this was quiz 2. Can you please score yourself?
For me, I got 2 mistakes.
Yeah, that's good. And Tanya?
No, one mistake. Sorry, one mistake.
Oh, cool. And Grace? You couldn't attempt it, isn't it?
Sorry, I haven't attempted it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
all right. Pedro?
I got what's the answer for the 20 item 20?
I think number one.
One, okay. I got 3 mistakes.
Yeah, that's good. And Eman,
3 for me. Mistakes.
3 for you. So that were quizzes. Now we have final exam, that is 120 questions. Now, my first question is, did you attempted the final exam or not?
I started
in
5, sorry.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to do the second part, right? From 61 onwards, and I
Yeah.
only managed until 80, 61 to 80.
Yeah, 61 to 80. Yeah. And I can understand. Whole day doing job, finishing the day on 11 p.m. It's not easy at all.
Yes.
So anyone else who tried to attempt, or obviously, otherwise it's all right.
Yeah, I did.
Ah, cool, Tanya.
I just had a day off today, though.
Okay,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Just
And
a cool way to
by,
see that.
Good on you, Tanya.
Thanks.
so Tanya, did you cross-check with the answers? How much score you did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
71.
71. That is like out of 120.
Yeah, but I think I cheated on 2. I had to go and look for a calculation.
Okay. So, guys, what can?
I've got to say, I did feel, as I went through, I was surprised because I guessed quite a few. Because I didn't really, the right answer didn't come to mind, so I just tried to pick the most logical, which in some instances worked out. But then some I thought I knew I didn't, so yeah.
Yeah.
How long did it take you, Tanya?
It took about 2.5.
2.5 hours. That's good.
Yeah, it was kind of okay.
Yeah, that's a good speed.
I did it in 2 lots, sorry.
Yeah. So it is expected that at the end, after doing a lot of study and everything, your speed should be like 1.2 minutes for each question, or 72 minutes for, 60 minutes for 50 questions, 2 hours for 100 questions. And based on that, you can think of like 2 hours, 25 minutes would be good to complete 120 questions. It means you did pretty well then. So now, guys, what can we do is we can try to come in group. We can try to attempt some questions in final exam. Otherwise, if you want, you already got your assessment answers. And in your free time, you can just complete it and can just compare it with the answers and can try to identify your mistakes. And then from there, just submit it to me and you will get your certificate of completion. So what do you think?
Option 2.
Sounds good.
So let's do some voting.
2 for me.
Yeah.
But I don't mind. It's okay.
Yeah, I just need one more vote.
Can you clarify the one?
Option 2 is good.
It's good.
Third's number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. So now I think let's do some question answer session. Let's talk with each other. What are the questions in your mind regarding PMP exam or anything else? Just feel free to ask so that I can clarify you or try to clarify you about that.
So do you have some suggestions on how to tackle, so once you're in the exam and doing the exam, you know, do you use some sort of method as you are going through the questions, or you just go, you know, try and, because a couple of, you know, I mean, I was really slow in the first 30. And then I kind of just put myself under a bit of pressure to try and do them a little bit quicker. So, but I was just trying to make sure I got an answer and work each one rather than having to think to go back. So any suggestions on when you're doing the exam?
Yeah, multiple tips. The thing is, like, you can go to Pearson VJOE Center, you can book your exam there. You can also attempt it from home. It totally depends on your situation. But if you are at home, you have to separate 4 hours. No interruption at all during those 4 hours. That's one thing. You should have a camera if you're going for exam at your home. Thirdly, it's good if your computer is connected with the internet through Ethernet cable instead of wireless, so that there shouldn't be any jitter. Okay, so take care of these things. If you cannot take care of these things, and you may think that there could be some interruption at your home or at office, prefer to go to Pearson VJOE Center. In Auckland, there are around 4 Pearson VJOE Center that I know. One is in Penrose, the other one is on 7th Street. That is University of Auckland, 76 7th Street, I remember. And the other one is on Ponsonby Bay. 2 are in Ponsonby Bay. One is like Old House, and other one is, I think, PD training, something like that. But the important thing is, when you will go to PMI website to book the exam, click the exam button, they will take you to Pearson VJOE website. From there, you can see their schedules available, slots available, so on and so forth. I was trying to book a slot for myself for another exam and something else. Most of the time, slots are not available in 1 month's time or 1.5 months time. So I would highly recommend you, once you get your certificate of completion, directly go to PMI website, submit your application, get your application accepted in 1 to 2 working days. And right after that, just make, by looking on your circumstances, just book a date. That could be after 2 months, could be after 3 months, but you should book it straight away. Otherwise, if you will try to book it like a week before, then you will not get a slot. And don't delay exam. That is very important. Don't think that I still don't have enough prep. No, that's not the case. Many of the guys, they cannot study for very long. If you think I will spend 3, 4, 5 months fully prepare and then go, no, it won't work. You will lose the momentum. Okay, don't lose that momentum, and try to finish your exam into 1.5 months to 2.5 months maximum from today. Okay, don't, and if you have a lot of time, just take 1 month. Finish it. Okay, get your exam scheduled. Deadlines, work increases with the deadline. You know this quote, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a law. I don't know what's the name of this law, but this law says Parkinson's law. Yeah, Parkinson's law. This law says your work increase with the deadline. Put deadline, you will finish your PMP. I can guarantee you. And then coming back to Tanya's question, strategy. Strategy would be depend totally on you. Few people, they don't study last night. Few people keep on studying, and even in the parking. And from parking, please note down, in Ponsonby Bay, in 7th Street, parking is an issue. Okay, give yourself enough time to find the parking. If you, in Christchurch, I think, Grace, and even it is also recommended over the internet, if you've never been to that exam place, it's good to visit once. so that you should be there at least 30 minutes before, and there shouldn't be any parking issue for you. If you can travel by bus, it's good, but timing is important. Read there before exam. You may study till end. You may stop studying one night before, your choice. You might like to relax, wanna watch a movie, just do it. The prep that you did previously will help you out, because it is not memorization, it is the concepts that will be there. Your understanding of the scenarios will be there. Exam questions, the size of the exam question will not be that big. I mean, you will not find very long statements. Out of 200, you might find only 2 to 3 long statements, but not more than that. It means that you shouldn't worry. The statements will be only 3 to 4 sentences long, or they could be 1 to 4 sentences long. There are very short questions too. Okay, most of the question will be scenario based. The questions could be a little bit different. I mean, they may show you a picture and may ask you that what's happening in this picture or in this graph as we shown here. Okay. Also, when you will start the exam, normally they don't give you anything. The calculator is already building in the system where you will attempt your exam. So no need to worry about that. They may give you one page and a lead pencil. You can use it for some calculation purposes, but they don't allow you to write before. I mean, to put in your formulas or something like that. No. But on the other side, no complicated formulas. Don't worry, you will not get very complicated formulas, especially for EMV, earned value management, EVM, sorry, earned value management. Question will not that difficult. In fact, they will ask you, like as we just had a look, is it over budget or under budget? They will give you the scenario and will ask you the question. They will not ask you to calculate, for example, PCPI. Okay. That was like performance in index, etc. So question will not be complicated. Yes, Tanya.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, did you say that we won't need a calculator?
Almost. If you are good in math, you can do it without calculators too, but calculator will be available within the system. You can use it.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And the other thing is, when you will start the exam, there are chances, guys, that you might find first few questions, 4, 5, 6 questions, you might find, oh, I even don't know what's written here. Did I prepare well or not? Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay. This thing also happened with me when I was going for professional in business analysis exam. When I started the exam, first 3 to 4 questions was, oh my gosh, I even don't know even a word out of these questions. What are they asking? Keep on moving. Remember, no negative marking. It means that attempt all 200 questions from question 1 till 200. Okay. The questions where you have a confusion, you can click them for review. There is a button marked for review. In fact, they will explain you. You can go through a tutorial that is available there. They will explain you what can you do on the screen. You can mark for review. You can highlight the questions. You can cross the wrong answers so that you can focus on, for example, there are 4 options. You feel two answers are fully wrong. You can cross them and focus on the 2 answers. Okay. So not a problem at all. The other thing is, don't stop on any question. Don't do hurry. Hurrying is something different, but spending extra time is totally opposite of it. So don't stop on any question more than 2 minutes. Just read through it and you will automatically see, out of 4 options, 2 options will be straight away wrong. only 1 to 2 options where you might have confusion. Okay, but don't spend extra time on it. Keep on moving. You should be relaxed. Though you can go to restroom and can come back, not a problem at all. Nowadays, when you are going for proctor exam at home, there are 2 sections of 200 questions and 100 questions and 100 questions, and there is a break of 10 minutes. But remember, for 100 questions, you can review before the break. For rest of the 100 questions, you can review after the break. So what I'm trying to say is, when you go for break, you cannot change the answers from 1 to 100. Is it confusing? Should I explain again?
So there's no way of reviewing back to your answers. Is that only if you go on break?
Yes.
Wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
But is there a compulsory break?
In Pearson VUE Center, no compulsory breaks. At home, there is a compulsory break.
Ah, okay.
Yes. So this thing you should remember.
Doing it that way through the proctor system, is there better availability?
Yeah, and if you go for proctor, then you need not to worry about if seat is available at center or not. So yeah. Is it what you were asking, Tanya?
Yeah, just the last bit was, I was really just more, how once you're in the exam is, because you were talking about a technique last night, is just maybe reading the question.
Yeah.
Seeing if that makes sense first. So you know, maybe just those tips around how to answer questions as well.
Yeah, so we are also going to talk about that. So last night we were saying that, okay, if it's a longer scenario, then you might not like to read all the information given at the top. You might like to read only last 2 sentences, and from those sentences, you can choose the answer. It happens, okay? But if you still cannot choose the answer, and you might need to read the whole statement, then you have to read the whole statement. Also, people do another technique. What they do is they read the answers first, okay? By reading the answers, as you can look here as well, many questions, many of the answers already are not logical, okay? In the end, you will find out of 4 questions, you might find 2 questions logical. All other looks from the statement looks negative, with negative attitude or something like that, problematic attitude. In that case, you can just ignore them. Keep in mind the 2 answers where you try to use the best practices, you try to use your positive attitude to resolve a problem, consider them as a potential correct answers, and then read the question and see that which potential option fits better to the question statement.
Yep. That's
Yep.
good advice. Yep.
And also we have seen many other different type of questions in the start of our session, and one of them was like in longer statement, a lot of information is unrelated, extraneous information, not part at all. They may start talking about schedule, scope, so on and so forth. But at the end, issue you will find is like with the quality and the stakeholder acceptance of the deliverables. Okay, so in that case, don't even think about what was schedule or what was basically the cost spent. That is just an extraneous information that is not relevant. Also, made up terms, as we have seen in one of the questions, may come. You might find simulations, but they will be very few. A small simulation, very small simulation, and they might ask you what to do in this scenario. They may show you a Gantt chart, with with the activities into it, and might ask you a question from there. They may show you a graph and may ask a question from there. But most of the questions will be scenario based.
I noticed from the mock exam, the first 40 questions, there were plenty around EV or earned value.
Yeah, and they were more than enough for you. You need not worry a lot about EV related questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might need to worry about the scenario where things are going over budget or above schedule, or scenarios where things are good, under budget, or ahead of schedule. So more concepts than calculations.
And Faiz, you mentioned about camera for online exam. So it's part of the requirements.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and I can send you the details of like the Proctor exam requirements if you want.
Yes, please.
Yeah, we'll do it for sure. Though all the information is given in the course handbook and course outline that I already sent to you. And if Grace, you are interested in PMP, I will send you the material that I sent to rest of the participants.
Oh, yes, please, Faiz. Yes.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Thank you.
And I believe everybody is aware that in 2021, from January the 2nd, domain will be 3.
Yeah, so the proportion of questions
Yeah.
will change from what we've been covering. And is there likely to be a lot more new content or just different focus of the same content?
No, it is based on PMBOK version 6. Okay. However, they rearranged it and they put some agile part. Why not just send me, let me send you 200 questions on agile. Would you like to cover them?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to
It's
send
good practice.
Yeah, not a problem. So let me send you those 200 questions. Will give you a very good idea. I already send you chapter 1 of the learning resource. That will also give you an introductory knowledge. Yeah, and that will be more than enough for you guys.
Yeah, so on that exam, the last sort of 10 questions were almost all agile.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, on this exam.
yeah, on the one that the 120 question one.
Yeah, okay, that's good. But once you will have those 120 questions on ACP that I am going to share, that is for a different certification. That is an agile certification. Mean everything is related to agile. So once you will do those 120 questions, then you will have a very good understanding of agile.
Yeah, cool.
And also today I shared one link on LinkedIn. If you get time, you can have a look on that that link. This is a Scrum process. Scrum is one of the most famous method in agile for at the team level, not at the enterprise level, not at scale. So that link might help you too. Grace, I'm not sure if we are connected over LinkedIn or not.
No, I don't think so. I will search for you. Are you just under the PM training?
Yeah. and you can find my name there too if you just put my name. And
Okay.
yeah,
Raymond's on either.
yeah, everything, sorry, everyone else is connected over LinkedIn with me, I think. And yeah, at the end of the session, I also have few requests from you. In case if you can do it, and these requests are basically your feedback or some testimonials that might help me to market it on social media.
I owe you that advice. Yes, I'll
Yeah,
definitely do, I'll definitely do that for you.
thanks a lot, Grace. And I would request everyone, Tanya, Pedro, Myra, Eamon, Spanya, and because this thing really help us. It might take only few minutes of you, but can go long way for me.
Of course.
Definitely, Faiz.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
If I wanted to send in hard copies of those assessments, what's the address?
Yeah, so I will send you the address. Is it Myra?
Tanya.
Tanya. Yeah, yes, Tanya. Yeah, I will do it. I will send you the address over email, and you can just send it to me. Though address is given on my website too, that is pmtrainingschool.com. Can you see the screen, guys?
I can.
Yes,
It's showing the
It's got
exam.
the exam on.
Exam on. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe a different screen. Okay, this one.
Yes, the Scrum Framework.
Yeah, so that's a Scrum framework. You can understand this framework by looking here in this blue oval. There are 3 roles in Scrum: product owner, the developers in green, and Scrum master in blue. Okay.
Yeah, it's really small.
Okay.
Can't actually read the words on it.
Now.
Much better.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, that's good. So the red shirt one is the product owner. Blue shirt guys are developers. Developers mean team members. And blue one is the Scrum master. Story starts from left and go to the right. Product owner, that is the voice of a customer. He or she gets the requirements from the stakeholders and put the requirements in the product backlog. Product owner or product manager, different naming conventions. With the help of team, prioritize the product backlog and refine it. Product backlog is a single document. Your requirements, your features, your user stories, your work breakdown, work packages, whatever name you want to give, everything should go in this single document, nothing else. All the risks should go into this single document. One document to manage, not multiple documents, because context switching is a waste. From here, the top user stories, the top features are picked by the team. Each product backlog, that is basically our project, an agile project, it always have a goal. Similarly, the user stories, the top user stories that are picked for development in the first sprint. Sprint is nothing but 2 weeks period. You can think of like this. It has its own goal. And when the top user stories come in the sprint, just think of 2 to 3 user stories. Then team start working on it. start planning for it, start decomposing the user stories into the tasks, into the tests, into the acceptance criteria, by doing the sizing, by doing the estimation, and by dividing the work among themselves. There is no project manager who will divide the work for them. Team is self-organized, self-directed. They know who is going to do what. Once sprint planning is done, then the developers start developing the work. They may work in pairs for pair programming. They can use many agile techniques like test-driven development. I mean, first we develop the test and then write the code, write the solution that can fulfill the test. It is called RBG, or red, blue, green. Initially it is red, then codes start being developed, and at the end it becomes green. A lot of different testing is done during these 2 weeks. Whatever work is being produced, it is being verified. It is being quality assured and quality controlled with the help of variety of different testing in software, many different type of testings like unit testing, system testing, integration testing, exploratory testing, usability testing, user experience, we call them usability testing. Everything is done here. Once that is done, we cross-check our developed work with the definition of done. That is our acceptance criteria for each task, for each user story. We call it DOD. In PMP exams, you will not find the abbreviations, you will find the full terms. If there is a question related to Scrum, Scrum name should be mentioned. Otherwise, generic naming convention is used. That is agile, that is product manager or product owner, that is developers, that is agile coach instead of Scrum master. Generic convention is used for sprint. They call it iteration. They don't call it sprint. Okay, so iteration and sprint both are same things. They don't call it daily Scrum. They call it daily stand-up. They don't call it sprint review. They call it product review. They don't call it sprint retrospective. They just call it retrospective. So you might find alternative terms. You should have a good understanding about these terms. We do daily Scrum or daily stand-up just to discuss 3 things. What we did yesterday, we mean the developer. What developer is going to do tomorrow? Is there any impediment or not? If there is any impediment, will not be discussed in the daily Scrum meeting. Okay, they will just mention I have an issue, and Scrum Master will tell that okay, we can talk about it later when our daily sprint meeting is, or daily Scrum meeting is finished. After 2 weeks, or you can think of 1 to 4 weeks, you show your work to the product owner in red and many other stakeholders. That could be executive, that could be functional manager, etc. You mean you are the developer, okay, in green shirts. Scrum Master, if you see, is everywhere when work is started, when sprint planning is started. He or she ensures that everybody is following the Scrum method or the agile way of working. In sprint review, stakeholders can accept the user stories, can reject them, can ask for the change. On the same time, they might give new requirements. At the same time, they might release your payments, so on and so forth. So many things are done in the sprint review meeting. At the end, you go for retrospectives. Retrospective is nothing but your self-assessment, where you look at how to improve yourself, how to improve the process if there is any issue, or how to do better product development. Retrospective meeting is normally run for 75 minutes, but it's not compulsory, obviously. And whatever improvement you find it here will go back to your next iteration planning or next sprint planning, so on and so forth. Similarly, yes.
Sorry. When we covered this previously, didn't it go back into the product backlog?
That is the requirements, the new requirements. See, they are going to product backlog. But because here, if you see here in product backlog, though product owner can consult with the team, but it is product owner thing, it is customer thing, it is stakeholders thing. It is not team thing, the product backlog. Team actively involved in sprint planning.
That's good.
Yeah, so I hope it gives you a good idea. And few other things. If you see at the bottom, the values, these are called Scrum values. Agile Manifesto has 4 values, okay? But these foundational values that are shown here, 5 values, they are Scrum values. Commitment, focus, respect, courage, openness. And then there is a terminology, empiricism. What is empiricism? Can anybody comment on it?
Derived from empirical, maybe?
Yeah, it is derived from empirical.
I don't know what that means.
That's all right. So it is like experimental based work. You do experiment and you improve based on that experiment. Okay, in agile environment, team should have an environment. The management, the Scrum Master should foster an environment where people should not be afraid of experiments, because the projects that are done using agile way are very uncertain projects. Requirements are uncertain, projects are complicated and complex. Technology could be very advanced, very disruptive. So you don't do it like in a very planned way, but you do it based on experiments. You experiment it, you learn from that experiment and you improve yourself. But this thing requires courage. This thing requires an environment where you can do these experiments, and in where overall things should be like based on trust, should be transparent, okay, and you should keep on inspecting as a team. You should keep on inspecting your work, and you should keep on adapting yourself, improving yourself based on your experimental results. And here at the top, there are few important assumptions you must consider in Scrum or Agile way of working. If work is complex, most of the things are unknown, and you are unfamiliar with them. Few things could be known, but most of the requirements, most of the technologies, most of the systems you're going to implement, the data, the scope, the interfaces you're developing, the business rules, all these are changing, unknown, you don't know. You can only overcome these uncertainties by delivering in an early and often manner. Why? because once you do the experiment, do something, show to the customer as early as possible, 1 to 2 weeks time, customer can give you feedback. Both you and customer come to the same page, to the same understanding, to the same vision that, okay, that's what we require. By doing this, you get more and more requirements from the customer, more clear requirements from the customers, and you overcome that uncertainties. Because also, when there are many things unknown, you have to do a lot of different assumptions. Okay, by doing quick increments, 2-week increment or 1-week increment, you validate your assumptions by showing the outcome to the customer and getting feedback from him or her. Sometimes you fail, it's okay. During experiment, there are chances, but it's good to be fail fast. No doubt, we really love to succeed more than failing. But if you are failing, then you should fail fast instead of after 3 months or 6 months, you say, no, this thing was not even possible using this type of technology, so on and so forth. You shouldn't waste time on the wrong things for long. Advantage, you offer more and more value to your customer. And your focus is your customer, not the contract. So these are few principles, few values of the Scrum and overall life cycle. The people who do CSM, maybe you heard about it, Certified Scrum Master, or maybe a professional Scrum Master course, or there are many other certifications. In fact, they study only this bit that you just covered here, but obviously they do it, they do few more bits. They do some interactive activities as well, but the overall concept is what is shown here. Any questions about it?
No, it's good.
Okay, all good, guys. Thank you. So that was the end of today's session. Now I will do the needful. I will send the address to Tanya, and I will share whatever is there to help you to succeed in your exam. And best of luck for your exam. And also, I'm going to ask you, obviously, as I just mentioned, different recommendations or testimonials. I hope I won't disturb you a lot.
It's fine.
No,
Thank you
you're
very
good.
much.
Okay.
Most welcome, guys.
Yeah, it's been really good, and I appreciate that. You know, you've got your own job and doing this at night as well. It's been really good. Thank you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Most welcome, guys.
Yes, really appreciate your time and efforts. Faiz, thank you very much. It's been